Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to the daily endeavours for the 5th of March. We've got a 15 seal set, so the double seal stuff is worn off now. As always, there'll be timestamps and chapters in the description if you want to fast forward to one of these in particular. Couple of weird things to go through. Firstly, the maintenance will be soon. I'm gonna bring out this video as quick as I possibly can for the EU members, because the resets already happened for them, so I just want them to have as much time as possible before they get the 7-hour bloody maintenance. I know America's going to have the same, but the server will be down by the time the reset happens, so you're going to have to wait before you can do your endeavors. But I'll still do this this as early as I can for EU. Secondly, the event has stopped, so double AP in Telvara is no longer a thing, but yet Mayhem on the battlefield is still like a day and a half. I don't understand why they didn't just extend the event until this is over, because now everybody's just going to be like burnt out because there's no more double AP. There's like going to be a lot less people doing this, so it's just going to be a lot less enjoyable for those who I guess don't really PvP as often. Yeah, I don't know, it's fucking weird. Anyway, you can still do this for another day and a half, so if you're still looking to get this one done, you can. But yeah, just understand the amount of AP and Telvar that you get, and you don't get any event tickets anymore, which I don't think there is one here for event tickets anyway. Oh yeah, there is. So you won't be able to do this one anymore. Or this one here. Fucking hell. What were they thinking with that? Alright, whatever. So, let's get through endeavors. It's an easy set. I think these two aren't as good as these three here. I think if you want to do this as quick as possible, you go these three, because they're very easy. But I'll still go through these two, because they're not that bad. Though one heist requires you to have Thieves Guild, and does require a fair bit of setup. So if you haven't done a heist at all, or if you haven't done anything related to Thieves Guild, I'd just avoid this one still, because the amount of time it will take you to get to this will be literally hours. So yeah, but if you have set it up, it's not that slow. Alright, so first we'll go through a Mundus Stone Boon. It's only one. Now if you've got access to a Guildhall with Mundus Stones in it, it's definitely the best way to do this by far, because you just accept any other guild, any other Mundus Stone, and once you've done that, afterwards you change back to the one you had before, so you're not inconvenienced by having to get the one you had previously. Because if you do it, you've got plenty of options out in the open like this. You've got the Lady, which is close to Wayshrine that you start with by default. The quickest one to get to if you have all the Wayshrines is the Ritual in Alchemy Desert, because the Azwala Stables is literally right next to it. If there wasn't a cliff in the way, you could literally see it from when you spawn. And if you want the Thief Stone, because I imagine the majority of people, that's the Mundus they use, is like the best one. The easiest way to get to this, because I think this is the easiest one to reach from a Wayshrine once you unlock it. If you haven't got this Wayshrine yet, my advice is go to Home Tours, go to Browse Homes, look up, what is it called? Yeah, this one here. So find one of these, enter that, go out the front door, and it will port you here. And that way it's just a little bit of a trek over here where the Wayshrine is, and you'll have access to the thief from that point. But I will still say, if you've got access to a Guildhall, it's really good. For PC NA and PC EU, I'll have in the description the ones you can look up in. You go Browse Homes, you put the username in here, and they will show up here. I just have to take off Frostwalk Chasm. Yeah, so Rawr Guildhall is this one here that I'm in, and I'll put in the link to the other one in the description for PC NA. Okay, so for this one, there's 3 places I suggest mostly. So it doesn't say here, but monkeys count. Monkeys rest just to the northwest of Vocal Guard. This area here is full of monkeys. These things here, they count as a wild or domestic animal, and as you can see, there are there's a lot of monkey business here. So you can use this one here to do this endeavor quite quickly. Unfortunately, there's no good option that is instanced here. You're basically always going to have to deal with other people getting this stuff. So you might have to wait a couple of minutes for these to respawn. But honestly, you can just sit here, watch YouTube while they respawn. I find these don't take that long to respawn. I've done this a lot in this area and in the other 2 areas, and I haven't really had many dramas. Maybe a couple of minutes, but yeah. Still, like, for how little effort it's required, because they have 1 HP. Yeah, it's really easy. That's the only issue, though. Multiple people can't take the same kills, because anything will kill them in one hit. So it's, yeah, it's just quite funny. Alright, so your second option is here, or here, in Divad's Chagrin or the Oasis Wastelands. So over here, you've got these mountain goats. These things here. Oh, they're not really mountain goats, are they? So these things here, they also count as wild and domestic animals. So you can kill these, and there's tons of them in this this riverbank here. This little oasis. So just look around, you'll find 5 of those. Because it's only 5, people won't be going on a mad spree, I would say, killing tons of them. So that's at least something to look forward to, I suppose. There's one more option, and that is in Kanathi's Roost. I'd say Mistral is a bit closer, but both wastelands are fine. Southeast of Mistral, there are quite a few sheep in this area here. So if you run around a bit, you'll find a ton of these sheep, and these also count. So you can use those too. That's something else to try if everything else is like not working for you. So there are mice in the docks, or rats in the docks for Vocal Guard. These also count. So what I would do is just run through the docks a little bit, just look around. Places like this, there'll be just rats everywhere, so you can just kill the rats. That's another way to do it. And if you just got a bit of a keen eye, you can see around here, like there's quite a few rats. You just gotta know where to look. Future me here, just also adding in. I've just found out while I was doing the alchemy endeavor, these things here, these worm mouths. While you're in Craiglawn, there are a bunch of worm mouths around this area here. These count as livestock and wild and domestic animals. So you can kill these while you're coming through and grabbing the alchemy stuff. There might be deer or like other kinds of things in these kinds of areas that you might find, but these are the only ones I know of for sure. There are quite a few of these guys around this area here, around in Craiglawn. There's also like fell runners and other things. These guys here don't count because they're actual enemies, but these guys for sure. Like, take a look at them while you're getting this one done first, the alchemy one, and you can do them both at the same time. Might be much quicker doing it that way, but I don't know. Sometimes they'll probably be dead by the time you get here, because I realize there's quite a few people here who do the same thing. But worth a try, I think. All right, so next we've got pure water springs or alchemical plants. So for pure water springs, you're looking for this. This is pure water. So these count. And then you're looking for anything alchemy related. Wormwood is an example. This is an alchemy plant. Anything that comes up green as a plant when you loot it. The only thing that doesn't count is like the cloth producing plants, which they're very specific. You can usually spot them. So I love this spot here in Craiglawn, this area here. Because if we look at the herbs, what is the solvents? This one. So you look at all these spots here that could spawn. There's fucking heaps, right? This area is also really easy to get to using home tours. So instead of this, in the ore houses, you just type Earth Tier Cavern. This one, travel at anyone's Earth Tier Cavern, just travel outside and you rock up here right outside. So basically if you run around this, there's pure water nodes. There's usually like water hyacinth in these spots, or yeah, you got a blessed thistle there. Another pure water node here. It won't always be the case, but in that case you've got this big area here that you can run around and check. So yeah, we've got another water hyacinth here. Another pure water node there. And yeah, you can just run around. And there's also some over there. So there's a Nern root over there. There's a pure water node over there. Just checking. There's a Nern root there. So there's lots of stuff here. And you've also got this area, this little river stream here also has stuff. This stuff here, there's alchemy plants, and as you can see, all these locations here, there's just alchemy plants all over the place. You've got to know where to look. This area here, full of water hyacinth and water nodes and stuff. I don't think there's much here. Okay, thanks. I would say this area also has a bunch of stuff on this coastline. I think this is deep water over here, but yeah, that could work. I wouldn't really try Elenir because there's tons of enemies in there. Try this river stream here. Try this river here, maybe. So yeah, there's a bunch of places, and there's places like this in like every zone. Like you could go river streams like this or through here, and there'd be stuff at the water. Anywhere where there's lakes is really good. This is another area here, Deshaun. It's like there's a bunch of known stuff. Just watch out for the fact there's like enemies over here, but they're pretty weak enemies. Unlike Cragthorn, the enemies are a lot weaker. So yeah, you can do that. And like, you know, rivers like this usually have some nodes everywhere. You know, like a little river stream like that. Yeah, you just got to know where to look. And yeah, most zones have stuff like that. You know, you've got the Rift with, you know, rivers like that. That's the kind of thing you're looking for here. That will usually be, it will usually be quicker than just running around and looking for random plants. If you do that, my suggestion to you is get the Keen Eye Reagents passive, because if you're not familiar with how a lot of these plants look, because some of them really blend in with the environment very well, unless you know exactly what they look like, this can really help you, because it'll add like a shining effect. If anyone watched the video the other night of the weeklies, you'll be able to know like pretty quick in those weeklies what it ends up looking like, because it just means that you'll be able to spot that stuff easier. Because yeah, these three here, with that sort of stuff, you can get these done in like a couple of minutes. It does not take long, this whole set. But yeah, a little bit dependent on people. But yeah, I still think, even though this one's instance and, you know, this one is not too bad, I guess. But yeah, these ones are way better still. So now I'll just discuss just a basic explanation of taking resources. So every keep in Cyrodiil has 3 resources. They've got a lumber mill, they've got a farm, and they've got a mine. These are all the resources types. So that's what you're looking for. So the enemy ones are what you're looking for, and the best way to take them, I think, is, unless you just got like a group and just run in and just mow everything down, if you're on your own, it is still possible and it's pretty straightforward. But what you do, like this is a friendly one, so it's nothing's going on, but in this case, what I usually do is make a run up with your mount, ignore the flag, because that's what you're trying to take, kill the enemies on the flag, but you want to go in this building here, go upstairs, there's a mage here, this is the first person you want to kill. Because while you're trying to take this flag and deal with all these enemies here, these honor guards are the main, like, difficult enemies that you're going to have to deal with. This mage is weak, but they pelt you with heaps of annoying shit. So dealing with the mage first really makes it a lot easier. And while you're dealing with the mage, the mender here and the guard here will probably come upstairs and fight you as well. Killing them is also really good, because it's divide and conquer, basically, right? So you're killing these 3 here, like away from these guys who can't really attack you from up there. So once you deal with these guys, you're dealing with half the amount of like enemies to deal with, right? So you come out here and you kill these guys. At that point, you've got this mender first. These guys will heal the honor guards, who are a lot tankier and a lot harder to deal with. And once these 2 are dead, you deal with the honor guards, and they're basically on their own. They're still a menace, but they're not nowhere near as bad on their own as when they've got these guys helping them. So at that point, everyone's dead. You sit on the flag for about 2 to 3 minutes on your own, and while that happens, the flag will slowly turn over. While that happens, there'll be like an icon, nothing else going on. It shows like it's like an under attack. It's like a flaming icon, and it just shows other people that resource is under attack, and basically paints a big investigate this to the enemy team, which is kind of, if you're a PvEer, it's a bit like anxiety inducing, because it's like, oh shit, I got a big target on my head, basically. But usually nothing happens if you're in a campaign that's like quite slow. Now there's one thing I will point out: you are much better off getting an enemy resource that is next to one of your keeps than going out and fighting, like going to an enemy keep with a resource next to it, for a couple of reasons. So in Daggerfall's case, if you went to Fort Ash Mine to take it, that would be way better than, for example, going to Bleaker's and going to this keep and taking that resource. Because if you start to take it and it shows up as under attack, the enemy can't just port to this keep and go investigate. They would have to go all the way over here and investigate or something like that. So the odds of seeing enemy traffic from there is less than if you were to go and take a mine like that. So the odds of you getting contested while you're taking it is lower. Again, usually, especially in like slow campaigns like these ones, for example, that have one bar, you probably won't see much there. But it's also the time taken, right? Because it is much quicker getting from a keep like this here, especially if you die, you can just respawn and go back, right? Whereas if you die out here, for example, traveling over here, it is a much longer trek getting back. So, or it's just a much longer trek anyway, right? So, trying to find resources that are next to one of your keeps is way better, way more reliable, I would say, than dealing with one that's like at an enemy keep. Okay, so I don't have the DLC on EU, so I'm just going to do this on NA just to show you how it works. So, heists. You need a couple of things. Firstly, you need Thieves Guild. You need to have completed 3 of the main quests in the zone story for His Bane. So you need to have completed these 3 here, up to the long game. After that, you'll get another quest that unlocks Heist. You have to just do one thing. After that, you'll unlock Heist completely. So the quickest way to the den, usually for me, is just to go north from the Wasteland, basically. So right here. So just go up this hill here. Around here. And you just go up here, and the Thieves' Den is right here. Okay, so from this entrance, the quest for the heist is right here. So just read this, take the listing, talk to Farindar, and just, yeah, say I'm ready, and you'll get straight in. Now, you have some some secondary objectives, which are like, you get a countdown up here that will appear once you start. Every time you get spotted, the countdown reduces. There's also some extra objectives as well. If you do all these secondary objectives, you get some extra, like the reward that you get is like more valuable. But as far as completing the endeavor goes, it does not matter. If you just want to do the endeavor as fast as possible, my advice here is just fucking Rambo it. Because I think you are much better just rushing through and not trying to stealthily get your way through and anticipate paths and shit. You've got these traps here and they'll hurt you, but you can kind of just kill all the enemies. They get like shields and they become a bit tanky, but yeah, I honestly, I'd much rather just kill the enemies and just run through without having to worry about stealth. Also, if you have the Force Lock passive from Leisure Domain, makes this one way easier. So if you go to World, Leisure Domain, this one here, Locksmith, the more points you have in this, basically the more reliable this will be. Keep healing yourself every time you get hit by that tripwire, because it will hurt you. Alright, let's just kill these guys. Hurry up and get me fucking out of combat. I hate that thing where it just keeps you in combat for like 10 seconds. There's like certain enemies that do it. Mostly the enemies who summon other things. So yeah, also you can get past them with invisibility if... God damn it. If you run fast enough past them, you won't actually get spotted. It's kind of funny. You also can, if you're a vampire, spam the synergy key and you can feed on people before they spot you in invisibility, which is great. But the problem is, even though you kill them without them technically spotting you, you will still lose time at the top right. That's why I don't really give a shit about trying to do this properly. Now, how much time do we have? 1 minute 40. So I've basically killed all the enemies on the way there. So that's the thing. If you're fast enough, you can still do this without... Oh, well, there you go. Okay. And... Oh, you're kidding. Really? Okay, here we go. Ah. That was maybe a couple of minutes. I think it's just better doing that. You do get some... You can get one nice reward from this, but the odds of you actually getting it is like so infinitely small. Yeah, you get a leniency edict, which is nice if you want to avoid bounties in some places, but yeah, it's not really that valuable if you just want to do the endeavor. If you just want to get the endeavor done as fast as possible, just Rambo through it, I think. So the 2 sets you can get from Thieves Guild, like doing these heists, are Bora has Curse and Savara's Scales. So I don't know if it's still the case, but these two sets in the zone itself drop in certain armor weights, whereas in the heist they drop in any weight. It's the only way to get them in any weight. So heists are interesting because of that, but these sets are so like specific and niche that there's like only certain applications. But some of these can sell for a lot. Like I had an item the other day that I found that was like tens of thousands of gold. So you can get something of value, but the odds of you getting that and the amount of effort that it takes just to get that is too much work, in my opinion, when you can just do writs for a couple of days and just get it anyway, guaranteed almost. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend. Like, I would still recommend the other options today for the endeavors, but you know, this one's not too bad, I think. All right, any questions about any of this stuff? Just let me know. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always, and I'll see you next time. Take care.